All rise. Support court with Judge Vanda B is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1052, Hall case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may be seated. Okay, Mr. Hall brought you to court, Ms. Doug, and you were served to be here. It looks like he was wanting a reduction in his child support. He actually wrote he had receipts in the petition. So, do you know anything about that?
Well, apparently he's Casper.
Okay.
Because he ain't showed up. So, I mean, he's clearly wasting my time. He was clubbing last night, so maybe he just couldn't get up.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because he did say something, he was a promoter, a rapper or something, right?
He a rapper.
Okay.
He likes to wrap himself around the job. But anyway.
That was not nice.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm frustrated.
I understand your frustration.
Buckle up today. We're diving into the Hall versus Call case where Mr. Hall is seeking a reduction in child support. However, there's a twist. Mr. Hall didn't show up to court, leaving Miss Call to present her side of the story. The judge opens the session, and Miss Call expresses her frustration, revealing that Mr. Hall has been neglecting his responsibilities as a father. She explains that despite his claims of financial hardship, he's been living a lavish lifestyle, complete with diamond-encrusted teeth and expensive hobbies. This case is about more than just money. It's about accountability and the lengths one parent will go to avoid their obligations. The tension is palpable as Ms. Call prepares to present her evidence, and the judge is ready to hear her out. Let's see how this unfolds.
Show up, obviously. So,
and I'm paying for a sitter, but okay.
All right. So, he said he wants a reduction in child support. You know anything about that?
Yeah, but I don't think he deserves to get a reduction, Your Honor.
So tell me about that.
Okay, so last time you told him that he needed to put the kids on medical insurance.
Right.
He has failed to do so. The kids are still on my medical. Not only that, he's not picking them up for the visitation. I'm still paying people to help me as far as like sitters and take the kids to and from school.
Okay.
I have some proof right here of the things that Mr. Hall has been doing that shows that he has the money, but he's just not making the time.
Okay. So you have the proof, I'm assuming, to say why his child support shouldn't be reduced.
Correct.
Okay. Did you want me to look at that? Because if so, our bailiff can come and get
Yes,
that.
Your Honor.
Okay.
And so I made you your own copies, and I have some to go along with you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes. So in Exhibit A, Your Honor, you see Mr. Hall, and he's gone to the dentist and had diamonds placed in his
Call takes the stand, explaining that Mr. Hall has failed to provide health insurance for their 3 children. Despite the court's previous order, she also reveals that he's been skipping visitation, leaving her to handle all the parenting responsibilities alone. To prove her point, Miss Call presents evidence of Mr. Hall's extravagant spending, including photos of his diamond-encrusted teeth, a video shoot, and expensive sneakers. She argues that if he can afford such luxuries, he can certainly afford to support his children. The judge listens intently, clearly intrigued by the evidence. This segment highlights the stark contrast between Mr. Hall's lavish lifestyle and his lack of financial support for his children. It's a raw look at the challenges of co-parenting when one parent prioritizes themselves over their kids.
That's the money, like, again, he picks and chooses what he wants to do with his money.
Okay.
And then, so if you go to Exhibit B, Mr. Hall just paid for a video shoot. So, again, he's showing that diamond-encrusted tooth.
All right. Have you seen him since he had these diamonds on his teeth?
No, ma'am. I hadn't seen him since the last court.
Okay. Do you know, and maybe it's in your evidence, I'm just jumping ahead. Do you know if he ever mentioned how much these crushed diamonds cost?
No, but I'm pretty sure he paid a good penny for them. I'm sure he didn't put rhinestones in his mouth, so.
It could be that, what they call it, that cubic stuff?
CZ?
Yeah, I think that's
Oh, I'm not sure.
it. Okay.
And then on Exhibit C, you see he's laying in a bed of clouds or cotton or something like that. But
Yeah, it looked real interesting.
yeah, he's out playing and not helping with the 3 kids. So again, I don't feel like it needs to be reduced, because if you can see, I mean, from the pictures and stuff, that Mr. Hall is just not being an active participant or parent, and I'm doing all the parenting and stuff by myself. Again, he didn't even bother to show up to court, but he had me served. So
The judge reviews Miss Call's evidence, including photos of Mr. Hall's diamond, teeth, a video shoot, and expensive sneakers. Miss Call argues that Mr. Hall's spending habits show he has the means to support his children, but chooses not to. The judge is visibly intrigued by the evidence, asking questions about the cost of the diamonds and the video shoot. However, she notes that without Mr. Hall present, there's little she can do. Miss Call explains that Mr. Hall was likely too busy with his rapper lifestyle to show up to court, further emphasizing his lack of responsibility. This segment builds suspense as the judge weighs the evidence and considers the implications of Mr. Hall's absence. It's a pivotal moment that could determine the outcome.
D, am I supposed to be looking at some tennis shoes?
yeah, so in this picture, Mr. Hall has on some new retro Jordans, but has yet to pay retroactive child support. So, yeah, those shoes can go anywhere from $200, depending on where he purchased them. I'm sure he could have used that money towards the health insurance.
Well, if those shoes are that expensive, then yeah. So, I mean, thank you for bringing it. I don't really know what to do with it because he didn't show up for court today.
I know.
Did he contact you at all about coming to court?
No, but I just went on his Instagram and he had like a show last night. So apparently, like I said, it must be more important than being here. He may be just laid up somewhere, so I don't know.
Does he get paid for appearances when he have these shows?
He does.
Okay.
And
so it's not volunteer work or nothing?
It can range anywhere from like $3,000 to $10,000, depending on what venue is called him. So I'm not sure why he isn't here, Your Honor. I just brought my evidence to do my due diligence because I was ordered to come to court. So I don't know what to say about Mr. Hall, but I mean, the child support can just stay the same and him just reimburse me for the medical because he's not going.
The judge rules that since Mr. Hall is the petitioner and didn't show up to court, the case must be dismissed. However, she praises Ms. Call for presenting compelling evidence and encourages her to file for a child support increase if she can prove Mr. Hall is earning more. The judge also warns that Mr. Hall could refile this petition, but Ms. Call is ready to fight back. She expresses her frustration with Mr. Hall's behavior, stating that she's tired of being the only responsible parent. The judge empathizes with Maul, reminding her that the court is here to support her and her children. This segment underscores the importance of accountability and the court's role in ensuring children's needs are met. It's the decisive conclusion to a case filled with trauma and legal complexities.
Appreciate you showing up, that you got served. You may not know this, or maybe you do know it, depending on how often you have to come to the courthouse and do your own paperwork and such, but everybody doesn't show up when they're served to come to court. So that I can appreciate, and I also can appreciate you bringing actual evidence because people don't do that either.
Right.
However, I don't know.
It's really nothing.
There's really nothing that can be done because he's the petitioner. He's the one who brought this lawsuit before the court, so he would be the one having to come in and state his claims for relief. This would be like your rebuttal evidence, essentially.
Right.
So, I mean, there's nothing for me to do but to dismiss this case. Now, I just want you to understand, he can refile it.
Okay, that's fine.
So, I would hope he wouldn't do this again, but I just want you to know that he could do this again.
I mean, and if he does, I'm sure he'll give me more evidence. So, you know,
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I showed up to court because it's the law, so that's why I showed up. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Well, did you have any questions for me while you're here?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I feel like everything was answered last time. I know, well, yeah. Can I get an increase if he does bring me back to court and I show proof that he's making more money?
Well, and see, that's the thing. Even if you do show proof, you have to file your own
Okay,
petition
okay.
with the court, asking the court to increase his child support.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
No, thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Wrapping up, Judge Vonda summarizes the case, emphasizing that parents must prioritize their children's needs over personal luxuries. She commends Miss for her diligence and reminds viewers of the importance of appearing in court. When served with legal papers, the judge also highlights the need for financial responsibility, especially when children are involved. She stresses that the court will always prioritize the well-being of the child, and parents must be held accountable. For their responsibilities, this case serves as a powerful reminder that parenting is a lifelong commitment, both emotionally and financially. It's a decisive conclusion. I use into a case filled with drama, legal complexities, and a clear message. The court will not tolerate neglect.